Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Gauntlet League match. This is match number 9 of what is hopefully going to end up being 30 matches here. If we can make it that far in the Foundations Arena Gauntlet League, there is a link in the description to a week 0 video regarding this league, which kind of tells you what the league's about, how it works, all sorts of things of that matter. So if you are coming here and are stumbling across this video new to you and you don't know what's going on or what deck you have seeing in front of you, you can go ahead and check that video out. There are also 8 previous videos where you can check out our first 8 matches in this league as well. But as I mentioned, today is match number 9, and the video, or the, what's it called? The deck you see on your screen right now is the deck we are running into match number 9. This deck has been 5-1 for us so far, so it's hard to say that it's not good. I still don't feel like it's super great. Like every single game that we play, I feel like we're like, okay, well, we're out of gas now what? And it just finds a way to push through damage with, Frenzied Goblin and Involuntary Employment with Eaten Alive and Hungry Ghouls, things like that. 9 Lives Familiar, Krenko, Double Goblin over here. I mean, the deck is just doing well. And what's to say today can't also do well? So the graphic you see on your screen right now details where we currently stand in the league. There are 121 members in this iteration of the Arena Gauntlet League, and we currently sit at 29th place. Not too bad. We're at a record of 5-3. Now, there are a couple prizes for not top 8, but what we're shooting for is top 8, and to get top 8, you really need to find yourself sitting at about 20-10 after 6 weeks of play or better. So we got a long way to go, but we're doing the best we can to work our way there. We have a record of 5-3, and our opponent match win percentage tiebreaker is bringing us down a little bit. So we got to hope that we get randomly paired against some opponents who have pretty good records, and we go out and take care of business and win. So that is our goal going forward. And looky there, we did actually get randomly paired this week against Tasigurr, who is all the way up in 14th place in this league with a record of 6-2, 1 win and 1 loss better than we are here. So now's the time to prove if we've got the chops to take on the best of the best in this league, and if we can use Tasigurr's win percentage to help out our tiebreaker in any way. So we are 29th, they're in 14th playing a Jund deck. So this is our match for today. No voice chat today, unfortunately. Can't have them every single day, but do it when I can. So thanks for tuning in for this one, and hope you enjoy the match. So we start on the draw here in match number 9, and the hand isn't great, but we got both colors of mana and a 2-drop. I think we'll keep it here, leading with an Infestation Sage, and that actually makes the hand a little bit better, I suppose. Got a 1-mana 2/2 here, and a Dwynen's Elite. This is an elf. Must be nice. Gosh, the katana's just so expensive. Can I afford to be super aggressive against this start? I'm not sure I can. So I might just play the Blood Witch and plan on trading here. And then next turn I can play the Siphoner to hold back their 1/1s. And then the following turn play Katana Equip. And the next turn play Dragon Trainer, and I guess that's pretty much all we're doing. There's Evolving Wilds. Stab would be kind of nice, except I need to get the Siphoner down here, so we'll go ahead and play that. Looks like their pool has double Llanowar Elves. What else here? Wardens of the Cycle. That's the black, green, gold uncommon. Runescarred Demon. Okay. Don't want to let this thing get too particularly into the late game. What could this be? There's a Bolt Wave, but there's no Giant Growths. Bolt Wave is a sorcery. There's no Burst Lightnings. What could this possibly be? Sure Strike? There is a Sure Strike. I don't really want to trade that off, especially when I have Stab potentially for like the next turn. Okay, maybe it was just trying to get a Morbid trigger there. That makes sense. Gourmand isn't great here. This has Ward 2. I can shrink that into a 2/1 and then eat it, but like that requires them to have no interaction here, which is not great. They also have a stab in their pool and a fake your own death. None of that's great for me, so I think I'm just going to go ahead. I have to take 4 to do this, but sure. At least 4. Could be more than that. Yeah, it makes sense to attack with the 1/1, I think, because I probably just have to take it if I don't want the Cackling Prowler to get to a 5/4. Okay, no blocks, I guess. Reassembling skeleton. That's kind of annoying. So now I just Dragon Trainer here. And then I sack the 1/1 maybe? I mean, I don't think I win this race, but I need a little bit more cards in hand here. I'm wondering if I need to trade this dragon for the Cackling Prowler. I don't really want to. Now, if they have removal for it, that's not very good for me. No plays. Okay, well, I guess we get in there with the dragon. I don't think I want to be sacrificing anything with the Gourmand. Let's see if they let us. I'm happy to trade Strongbox Raider for the Prowler. So let's get in with the 4/4 Flyer. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4. Play the Strongbox Raider. Flip over Involuntary Employment. Well, it's worse when they know it's coming, but with the Gourmand, they have to kill it. So let's do this, and then this, and end the turn here. Treetop Snare Spinner. Yeah. It has reach, so we could trade with this, but I do have stab as well. So stab can make that into a 0 powered creature, or a -1 powered creature, I guess, as well. So let's do this. They also have some sort of interaction here, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 and steal the Prowler. That requires an extra 2 mana here, which should be okay. They do have Snakeskin Veil. That would make this a lot worse. But there's not much I could do if they have Snakeskin Veil. So let's go for it here. Pay the Ward 2. See if they've got the Veil. Looks like they do. Sure. And then we go to combat, attack here, and hold that back to trade with the Prowler, and we use stab to kill the Snare Spinner here. Is I think what we got to do. They might not even want to. They might want to use it for counters instead. I'm sure they know I have stab. Like I mentioned, we have access to each other's pool, so they get to decide if they want to trade the Snare Spinner with stab here. And it looks like they do. And now I offer the trade of Raider for Prowler. I think that's that makes sense here. I think I can continue to take one for the meantime. Okay. Yeah, nothing else here. And now I just gotta hope they don't have removal for this. Okay. And pass it back. Next turn, if they've got nothing, it's lethal because I can attack with the Gourmand. Alright, I guess they didn't have anything. Not too bad. Now, most of these matches, for those of you that haven't kind of been following along, my sideboarding plan is basically I don't have one. There's not a lot of cards here. I've just been winning with like my main deck over and over. The Fire Splitter Whelp, I mean, you know, those are pretty bad against the Snare Spinner. And they have a stab. They don't really do a lot of damage either. I've got, what else do I have to even consider here? Like Gleaming Barriers, but I don't think their deck is super aggressive. I basically side that in against red-white. Vampire Soulcaller, same thing. Horrible against Snare Spinner. How many do they have? They only have one Snare Spinner, but they do have 3 Elfsworn Giants, which are the 5/4s that have reach. And Landfall make a 1/1. Those are horrible for me. I mean, that still trades with this, but like, I have to plan on going wide with these Seer Slicer Goblins, I think, is my plan here. So, like I'd mentioned, really no sideboarding decisions to be made. So we'll just run this into game number 2 here and see if it ends up being good enough. All right, so I'm sure we'll start on the draw. Let's hope we can keep our hand of 7. Yeah, I guess. It's not great. But, I mean, they've mulliganed to 5? I mean, we have a lot of really good draws here, but I'm not going to be putting a lot of pressure on a hand that has mulled to 5 with my current situation. The employment could help us cheese out a win here potentially if they stumble a little bit. That stonewalls me. Okay, Hungry Ghoul is nice with the employment here, but I think I'm gonna play this as it hopefully has better attacks next turn. Okay. Go ahead and attack here. I'm sure they just block and reassemble it back to the graveyard, or back to the battlefield, which makes sense. And I will do Hungry Ghoul here. And a mountain wouldn't be horrible. That would let us play Strongbox Raider. Not a 5-drop, though. I do not need that. All right, let's get in here and here. I mean, this skeleton is going to, like, soak up a lot of damage, so that is something. Well, they just stumble to find their 3rd land. I mean, the skeleton is just eating damage one turn after the other. Interesting. Means they have a 2-drop play now. No, okay, they found their land. And they're trying to search for another one. And it's got Death Touch. That is very annoying. I mean, I can't really trade. I mean, I can trade with these 2 for that. I don't want to trade the ghoul because that's my sacrifice outlet for involuntary employment. So we'll go to my turn. And now we could steal and sack the Gutless Plunderer. I don't think I want to do that, though. I think I want to just play the Strongbox Raider. So let's attack here. Play the Raider. Hit a swamp. And what did they put 3 into the yard, is that right? They wanted an untapped land is what it looks like. Felling Blow. Yeah. Can't do anything about that. It does have a counter now. So what can I do? I don't have attacks next turn, unfortunately. So if I sacrifice the Firebrand to kill their skeleton, next turn I can steal their Gutless Plunder, attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then also sacrifice it. And then I have removal for the following turn. That seems okay. Let's do that. So let's go employment. Go to damage and then sacrifice this one here and end the turn. Now they're at 6 and we have removal for any potential creature. This will only come in tapped. And it looks like that does it. Man, every single match this deck just like doesn't seem like it has what it needs to get done. Granted, they did get mana screwed in that last game, but like we were able to just put a lot of pressure even though our starting hand was not that great. So yeah, and that was one of the better opponents we beat so far. They were all the way up in I think 14th place you saw on the graphic before we started. So I will take that win. We are now 4-0 this week. One more to go. Let's do it. Boy, oh boy, this deck keeps performing. We are now 6-1 with this Rakdos deck since we switched from that horrible Jund's deck to start. And I'm not looking back. 6-1, we will take it all the way up to 6-3 now with our final, our current record in the this iteration of the league in 16th place. Our opponent match win percentage, funnily enough, jumped up just enough to pass up Tasigurr on the leaderboard. But like I said, it's still very early. This league is barely 30% of the way done at this point. So we got a long way to go, but the best thing we can do for ourselves is just keep winning against whoever we get matched up against. So that's what we're going to try to do. No comeback packs today because we just keep winning. And there's one game or one match left in week 2 while we're still on call time here in this league. And you will see that one come to you tomorrow. You're going to want to tune into that video because that determines if we get to go 5-0 for the first time in an Arena Gauntlet League week. That is going to be interesting, and I'm excited for it. Hope you are too. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last match of Week 2, Foundations Arena Gauntlet League.